The Grand Ole Opry, the hallowed stage of country music, has witnessed countless legends grace its boards. Among them, George Jones stands as a towering figure, a man whose voice could evoke both the deepest sorrow and the brightest hope. His journey to the Opry and beyond is a story of resilience, heartbreak, and ultimate redemption. From his humble beginnings in Texas to his near-death experience on a Nashville highway, George Jones' life is a testament to the power of music and the human spirit. George Glenn Jones was born on September 12, 1931, in a small log cabin in Saratoga, Texas, during the Great Depression. His childhood was marked by poverty and hardship. His father, a truck driver and pipe fitter, was an abusive alcoholic who often forced young George to sing for him, threatening punishment if he refused. These traumatic singing lessons were far from joyful, but they planted the seeds of George's future. His sister, recognizing his talent, would sneak quarters into his performances, teaching him that music could be both an escape and a means of survival. By the age of 7, George was singing in front of his local church congregation, where the family relied on the kindness of strangers to make ends meet. He spent countless hours listening to the radio, studying the yodeling techniques of Hank Williams, and memorizing the songs of Roy Acuff. Despite the chaos at home, music became his sanctuary. At 9 years old, George began playing guitar and singing on the streets of Beaumont, Texas, for spare change. His big break came when he landed a spot on a local radio station, KTXJ, earning $2 per performance. The station manager noted in his logbook that the boy had a voice too big for his body and sounded as old as 40. By the time he was a teenager, George had run away from home, married his first wife, Dorothy Bonvillian, and started a family. But his dreams of a music career were put on hold when he joined the Marine Corps. After his military service, George returned to Texas in 1953 and began working at KTRM Radio. It was there that he met Pappy Daly, a producer who recognized George's raw talent. Daly helped George secure his first record deal in 1954, and soon after, George released his debut single, No Money in This Deal. Despite his growing success, his personal life was in shambles. His marriage to Dorothy fell apart due to his relentless touring and drinking habits. George's big break came in 1959 with the release of White Lightning, a rollicking honky-tonk anthem that became his first no-one hit. The song's success catapulted him to stardom, but it also marked the beginning of his struggles with alcoholism. Known for his powerful voice and emotional delivery, George became a staple of country music in the 1960s, releasing hits like The Window Up Above, Tender Years, and She Thinks I Still Care. His unique ability to convey heartache through his voice earned him the nickname The Possum, a moniker he initially disliked but eventually embraced. In 1968, George's life took a dramatic turn when he met Tammy Wynette, a rising country star. Their chemistry was instant, and despite both being married to other people, they began a passionate affair. Their relationship became the stuff of country music legend, with the media dubbing them the President and First Lady of country music. They married in 1969, and their duets, such as Take Me and Golden Ring, became instant classics. However, their love story was far from perfect. George's drinking spiraled out of control, and he earned the nickname No-Show Jones for his frequent concert cancellations. Tammy often found herself searching for him in bars instead of sharing the stage with him. Their marriage was marked by public fights, infidelity, and George's erratic behavior. In one infamous incident, George rode a lawnmower 8 miles to a liquor store after Tammy hid his car keys. The story became a symbol of his struggles with addiction. Despite their tumultuous relationship, George and Tammy's music continued to resonate with fans. Their duets, filled with raw emotion and heartbreak, captured the pain of their real-life struggles. By the time they divorced in 1975, their legacy as country music's most iconic couple was firmly cemented. The late 1970s were a dark period for George Jones. His career was in freefall, and his addiction to alcohol and cocaine had taken over his life. He became a cautionary tale in the music industry, with promoters selling tickets to his shows with the disclaimer, "Money back if George is sober." His no-shows and erratic behavior earned him a reputation as a liability, and his finances were in ruins. In 1980, George hit rock bottom. He was found on the side of a Nashville highway, nearly frozen to death, with just one penny in his pocket. The man who had once been the king of country music was now a shadow of his former self. It was at this lowest point that he met Nancy Sepulvado, a woman who would change his life forever. Nancy became George's manager, caretaker, and eventually his wife. She helped him get sober and rebuild his career. Under her guidance, George recorded "He Stopped Loving Her Today," a song that would become his signature hit and one of the greatest country songs of all time. The song's success marked the beginning of George's comeback, and he returned to the Grand Ole Opry as a sober and revitalized performer. George Jones' later years were marked by a renewed sense of purpose. He continued to record and perform, earning accolades and awards for his contributions to country music. In 1992, he was honored with the Kennedy Center Honors, and in 2012, he received the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award. His influence on country music is immeasurable, with artists like Alan Jackson, Randy Travis, and Garth Brooks citing him as a major inspiration. George's life was a testament to the power of redemption. Despite his struggles, he never lost his love for music or his ability to connect with audiences. His voice, filled with pain and hope, remains a defining sound of country music. On April 26, 2013, George Jones passed away at the age of 81. His funeral was held at the Grand Ole Opry House, where fans and fellow musicians gathered to pay tribute to the man who had given so much to the world of music. As Alan Jackson sang "He Stopped Loving Her Today," the audience wept, knowing they were saying goodbye to a true legend. George Jones' story is one of triumph over adversity, of love and loss, and of the enduring power of music. He may have stopped loving her today, but his legacy will live on forever.